Hey everyone, my name's Whitney and I work in two specified areas of nursing, one being heart and vascular and the other being ICU. Some great examples of how I avoid HIPAA. In my heart and vascular unit, we have bedside computers attached to the wall in each room. We chart in two different systems, and it is a badge in, badge out system. However, they are heart and vascular, so they are checked in, we pre-op, get them ready to go, Zoom, right back to cath lab, have their procedure done, and come back. So we don't badge in and out every single time, but we do badge in, and we do make sure that we close out the two systems that we chart in. We chart in Merge, and we also chart in Meditech. The way we avoid breaking HIPAA is by doing that. If not, we could have family members or anyone else sneak in the room and access not just their health, history and data, but also any other patient's health history and data. Um, it's also very important to verify who your patient is. The other day, I had an NP come into one of my patients' rooms and just started spilling her guts about this certain patient's health information and health data and talking about having a cabbage and whatnot, only to find out that she had the wrong patient. Luckily for her, she never mentioned that patient's name, so she did not technically break HIPAA, but that could have easily been a HIPAA break. In ICU, at the facility that I work at there, we get a lot of penitentiary patients. Their rights are a little different when it comes to healthcare than a free world person. They do not just get to decide and tell the prison doctor, hey, I think I need to go to the hospital. The prison doctor has to decide themselves if they think that, they deem necessary to be put in a hospital setting. Once there, their family members are not allowed to be notified. We have to wait on the warden to decide if they can be notified and possibly have a visitation. And this even includes like end of life patients. I've had end of life incarcerated patients that their family was not granted the right to visit them before they passed. So we have to be very careful. We also have very strict visitor policies at my ICU unit. So we block out visitation hours for an entire hour in the morning and night for shift change. The reason we do this is because if you know anything about ICU, the doors are normally open, the room is very close to the nurse's station, and we do bedside report. So to prevent another family member who may be visiting this patient over here in bed 4 and we're in bed 3 giving bedside report, we don't want them to hear bed 3's health information. That would be a HIPAA violation. Another way is to always make sure that our computer screens at the nurse's station don't display anything about any patient in the unit. And lastly, one of the most important ways we actually provide HIPAA violation protection in this ICU is when patients come in, they have a family code. We don't just give it out to anybody. You have to be a POA or first, point of contact family member. But when they call to get an update, they have to provide that number. If they don't have the number, we're not allowed to give it to them. The reason we do that is because any Sally or Joe can call and claim to be my family member and try and get updates on my situation. A prime example of this is one time I was working there and there was a criminal gang related activity that happened outside the hospital. The patient was intubated and sedated. They had tried to kill him. And one of the gang members actually was calling and claiming to be his brother and wanting to know what room he was in. And his plan was to come in and actually finish the job he had initially set out to do. But because he did not provide the 4-digit passcode, he was not allowed to get any information on the patient, and that probably saved his life. I hope these are some good examples. Maybe some you didn't think about, maybe some you have. And hope everybody has a great day. Thanks.